The first time I earned £250,000 in 1 month, I nearly fell off my chair. I did. I genuinely did. And looking back, I really believe that these habits are what allowed me to do that. So I've compiled them into 7 actionable tips that you can start implementing right now. So for anyone new here, I'm Ben Fisher. I'm the owner of Inkrush and Tattoo Method Pro, and I've been lucky enough to use the tattoo industry to grow a multi-million-pound business. I basically went from being your typical tattoo artist to a multi-7-figure business owner in space of just a few years. So let's not waste no time and get straight on with it. So first point that I want to cover is business and marketing. It is so important, and I cannot stress this point enough. Let's just have a little think about it. If you look at any of your local artists near you, you'll notice that there's some shops that the work, if this were like a work scale, super good, amazing tattoo artist, shit. Let's just have a look at some of the social media of the artists. The quality of their work is actually down here. But when you look at the page or you inquire, they can't get you in for months and months at a time. The reason is that their marketing and the way they structure and run the business is just far superior to yours. And then the opposite is also true. You can see some artists out there that are absolutely, the work is fucking next level. It is world class, and yet they struggle to get customers. So that point alone, when you just take a step back and really look at it, the industry as a whole, it doesn't really make much of a difference regarding success, whether the work is down here or actually up here. So I'm assuming, or hopefully, you are an amazing artist. Your work is either a really good average or the top of its game. Now imagine if you're also super fucking good at the business and marketing side. The sky is the limit of how much you can grow your business. I always use myself as just a little bit as an example. My business is in the top percentages of the entire tattoo industry. I look at my work and I'd say I'm just a good average. I'm not this world-renowned next level artist. I look at other people's work and think, fucking hell, I am so inspired by that. How on earth have you even got it to look like that? It is next level. It is amazing. But yeah, my business is doing better. And that's because, and if you remember these numbers, you cannot go wrong. 80% of the success of the business is down to how the business is run and how it is marketed. Also, just naturally, every tattoo artist, they've got this artistic ability. Everybody looks at the work and think that could be better, it could be better. And that's perfect, because the ability of your tattoos is always going to slightly get better and better and better at the same time. But the success of the business essentially comes down to how the business is run and how it is marketed. So just some really quick, actionable steps that you can take now that's going to benefit you in a massive way is either purchase a course, jump on YouTube, whatever it may be, but learn how to take better photos of your work. That's a really good representation. You can see on some people's socials, the work is amazing, and honest to God, you'll have seen this yourself. You look at the tattoo is really good, and then there's shit everywhere in background in shop. The background just looks super messy. It comes across unprofessional. So take better pictures. Next little tip that I'd have is, this is something I've spent so much money on: business courses, marketing courses. People are not interested in you. So when you're putting posts on, look at this tattoo I've done today. Nobody gives a shit. But if you can translate that and reword that, would you get a tattoo like this, and make it a question, all of a sudden they want to comment. Everybody wants to have their little input. Then all of a sudden your engagement goes up. And also, really make the most of ads on the social media. So I predominantly use Facebook, but the same principles will work across any social media. Social media companies as a whole want you to spend money. They're a business as well, just like you, just like me. They want money. As soon as you start spending money, they're going to reward you accordingly. And once you work out your cost per acquisition, so you've got some ads running, you put some money into them ads, that then generates customers. As long as the amount of money that you're spending to gain that customer is a lot less than what you're earning from them, then obviously it's a scalable business. And the last little tip that I want to give you is, stop looking at yourself as a tattooist. It is the biggest lesson and the hardest lesson, I would say, that I had to learn. I am not a tattooist. I am a business owner, and I look at and treat my business as exactly that. So the next step or tip that I want to give you, again, I can't stress how important this is time management and structuring your day. Again, take a step back and think about it. If you're working in a shop full time, you will know firsthand about this point. You're really getting in zone. You're doing that tattoo, and then just somebody walks in and wants a consultation, so you stop, you just do it willy-nilly. You're talking to somebody else, then you sit back down, then you've got to try and refocus and get into that thing. Planning out and having that structure, that solid look. This time of the day is for working. Then I have set days and set times where I do consultations. And the excuse that everybody comes up with when I'm trying to explain to them about how to run the business or how to market the business is, oh, well, when am I going to do all this? When do I have time? Listen, if you're watching any like success videos on YouTube, or you're watching anything about life coaching and things like that, everybody, it doesn't matter whether you're a billionaire or you're homeless on the street, listen, we all have the same amount of time. But what happens is people choose to invest themselves into wasting that time. And I'll give you one example that you can just instantly stop straight away. You'll finish work, and typically we get in, we'll have some food, TV goes on, and then we're watching pointless shit that is a waste of an hour to 2 hours of our time. Watching a Netflix series or a program or EastEnders and Coronation Street, that is not progressing your business. It's not spending quality time with your partner or your kids. And we've got to focus as energy on putting it into things that are important and that are going to excel and push our life into the direction that we want. I disagree with working 24 hours a day, because you've got a family, I'm assuming, you've got friends, you've got hobbies, health and fitness. And when you look at life as a whole, you can actually plan to move forward in your goals in all aspects of life by breaking your 24 hours down. And I use the 3-8 rule. Just again, some actionable steps that you can implement right now is just get out a diary, whether it be on your phone or a hard copy, pen and paper, old school. Just block out those times. So your sleep time, what time you're wanting to get up. You might want to use an hour before you set off to work to plan and grow your business, and then block out your 8 hours of work. Block out time to spend with your partner, your kids, the hour or hour and a half that you need to get to the gym, do your workout, get home. Block that out into your diary and just stick to it for the next month, and I guarantee you will start excelling and moving forward in not just your business, not just tattooing, but every aspect of your life. So the third habit that I want to talk about is communication skills. And I'll be honest, when this first started constantly bobbing up in all these business marketing courses that we're doing, like you're probably doing now, I thought, communication skills, that's not really gonna grow my business. It makes a massive difference. Little things like remembering somebody's name. So before they come in for a consultation, look at your diary and think, right, I've got John coming in for a consultation at 3 o'clock. When somebody walks through the door at 3 o'clock and you've looked at the picture so you know who they are, the difference that it makes saying, evening John, I'm Ben, pleasure to meet you, to, hey up mate. It makes it personal. You've took the time to remember who that person is. You know who they are. And the most important word in any language to any individual is that person's name. So if you can say that off the bat, it instantly creates a bit of a rapport. And I just want you to think about something. Let's say you go into these luxury, really expensive hotels. Obviously, you expect the interior to look a certain way. It's clean, it's crisp, it looks swanky. But the things that you remember, every one of these hotels, you would expect that and you will receive that. But the hotels that I personally always remember is the receptionist were really friendly and really chatty and spoke to me and greeted me. And you remember the communication skills of somebody more than the actual place itself. And you want people to remember when they've been into your shop how you made that person feel, and that will stick out more than the actual tattoo. So one of the top tips, actionable tips, is imagine that every single one of your customers, whether they're messaging you, directly walking in for a consultation, it doesn't matter which form of communication, just imagine every single person that you interact with has got a post-it note stuck on the forehead, and just imagine it, make it as silly as you want, really bright, big, treating it as a little game almost. You've got to be really imaginative. A big sticker in the middle of the face saying, make me feel special. Because everybody wants to have that sort of treatment. And that tip alone will transform your customer's experience and make them want to come back again and again and again. So this next habit or tip, whatever you want to call it, is surround yourself with like-minded people. Your network is your net worth. I never really understood this point until I moved away from my surroundings, changed the circle of people that are around. Wow, what a difference it makes. It's a slow burner, but you'll understand, rather than all your friends saying, oh, we're going to the pub, or we're going to the pub, are we doing this? You surround yourself with other business owners. Again, remember, not a tattooist, business owner. They think different. You start bouncing advertising ideas off each other. You start holding each other accountable, and it's very, very hard. And I'll be honest, especially in the tattoo industry, for some reason, tattoo artists just want to pull each other down. The amount of hate that I get for these videos and the fact that I teach people online is absolutely ridiculous. We have a good laugh about it. We take it with a pinch of salt, but that's the industry and it needs to change. There is tattoo artists out there with a totally different attitude, and one of them is Danny Birch. So I've just been telling everybody how important it is, networking, like me and you meet up regular, just to get together, clash heads, and that importance of surrounding yourself with like-minded people that push you and motivate you.
I am where I am today because of networking, pretty much, and tattooing threw me into that. I was a bit reserved before tattooing, but clients that I've had in my chair over the last 16 years have taught me loads of things about life, and they put me in places that I never could have got before. Networking in the industry is also mega important, because if you're networking with other artists that are also networked, it's like tree branches, in it. You might get the benefits of 10 other people going doing something, and it ends up...
Way.
Real time.
If you don't know what happened then, a glass smashed waitress.
The energy's that good in here, we're just fracturing, shattering glasses across the fucking place.
Obviously we've known each other a few years now, but just getting together, bouncing ideas off each other, just holding each other accountable, genuinely wanting to help somebody else.
I've met a lot of people that build a tree house, climb the rope and then pull it up for themselves.
Yeah. So moving on, number 6 is confidence. And one of the reasons why I actually come through to talk to Danny today is because he is massively at the top of the game when it comes to the mentality side and understanding from a psychological point of view how to become successful. What would you say it takes for a tattoo artist to become super successful?
After 10 years of tattooing, I was kind of flat and deflated. Reigniting the flame and rediscovering my purpose was the biggest part.
I think that happens to everyone though, doesn't it? We always get to a point, it's like we've hit a wall. Everything just goes stagnant, doesn't it? Design ideas, quality of work. And I struggled to get that back.
Yeah.
It took me ages. So yeah, I think everybody, we can all admit, we reach a part in this career where we're almost like hit a brick wall. We lose our purpose, we lose our confidence, and it's almost like everything becomes difficult, thinking of designs, even communicating with customers when they're coming in for a consultation. So what step did you take, or what would you advise to anybody in that position struggling to regain all that and to realise, look, you're in the right place and this is what you should be doing?
I shut down everything else that I was doing because tattooing had become stagnant and deflated. I'd started looking for other avenues of income to maybe save me from tattooing, when I realised, hang on a minute, this is your purpose, you need to have more respect for that. So I just closed everything else down, any other little side hustle I might have been chasing at the time, and just focused.
Give us an example. What were your side hustle?
Oh mate, there was seven. I had 7. I was smashing a CBD game, I was on the radio, I had like 4 or 5 skincare companies, and it was all just diluting my efforts. And it wasn't until I just closed all of them down and just focused on number 1, tattooing, which I believe is my purpose. I was put on this planet to do it. That was the real pivotal moment where tattooing took off again for me. Yeah?
For me, I set up a camper van company, fucking completely random, nothing to do with tattoo industry. And then what I personally did was I just took a break from everything, just to almost like recharge. I'll go away for 4 weeks or 6 weeks at a time, and yeah, I'll do bits of work, but it's mainly to just give my brain that time to think, right, what do I actually want in life? And every single time I come back to tattooing, but you come back with like a reignited flame and that passion again. I think you've hit nail on head. One of the biggest reasons, confidence, remembering your purpose, and just having that drive and ambition. And what a lot of people do is they'll compare their work or wherever they are in business to somebody that's been doing it 10, 15 years, and then that deflates where they are, and like takes a knock on the confidence. So don't compare yourself to somebody that's been doing it a lot longer than you, or going down a different path entirely. And just remember, look, we're not after perfection from day one. If you're progressively getting better, you're taking a step towards your end goal. That alone will boost confidence. It's not about being at the destination, it's the journey getting there, and it should be really enjoyable every single step of the way. Another habit that I stress to almost everybody that goes through my course, don't run before you can walk. Your career is going to build and transition in phases. When you first start, that's the first phase. As you've had a year or two experience, you into the next phase. Your work progresses, again, that is a different phase. You've got to do the things that is relevant to the phase that you're in and progress through your career in the right manner. If you're at the first bit of your career, choose designs that you're comfortable doing, because you know that you're going to do that in a quick time, but they're going to walk out with a very high standard of tattoo. Might be a simple design, but you're going to do that design flawlessly. Do a couple of months of these style tattoos and then slightly increase difficulty, but still small enough increments that you know 100% I can do that with my eyes shut, slightly increase it. I can do them with my eyes shut now, slightly increase it again, until you're at that world level where you're doing all the portraits and the fancy stuff. It's going to build trust with your audience and your customers. And I did this exact same thing. I tried jumping from a few months experience to, I want to do a portrait now, I can draw them, I want to tattoo it. The customer were really happy with the portrait. I looked at it and thought, fucking hell, there's so much I could have done 10 times better on this piece. That would have hurt my career. And after the first 3 years, once I started treating my job as a business and learned all these tips and tricks and totally changed how we're doing things, that is the point that my business actually started to grow. I simplified everything. I went right back to basics and thought, right, I'm starting from day one. This is how I want to grow and implement my business. So don't run before you can walk. Learn what phase you're in and do the designs that you know you're going to smash it out at park and it's going to look perfect, or as near to as perfect as possible. And if you can develop this habit of progressively getting better and better and better, think where you're going to be in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Your work is going to be absolutely transformed and your business reputation is going to be through the roof. It's not a 10-year drawn out thing. Don't think by doing small increments that it's going to prolong you getting to them good designs. It's just doing it in a sensible manner. And more importantly, it's a sustainable way of learning and growing your business. Take things steady and do things right. So this final habit, and it's one of the biggest fears and it's one of the biggest reasons tattooists hold themselves back, is understand your worth, pricing your work correctly. It is a massive thing in the industry. It'll be applicable to you. It were applicable to me for years, and 99% of artists have this problem. The fear of charging more than what you currently do for your work. If you're an amazing artist and you run your business properly, you're worth a lot more than I'm guessing that you currently charge. Now, once I understood this and applied this resulted me in my first ever £250,000 month earning, and this is the steps that got me to that sort of salary. There are 3 ways to earn more money in any industry. Obviously, we're making this relatable to tattoos. There's only 3 ways that a tattooist can earn more money. You can either charge more for your tattoo, that's the simple answer and the easiest. You can get more customers if you're marketing your business correctly. Again, super easy. Or the customer base that you've already got, you just want them to repeatedly come in more often, which again, if you're running your business correctly, should be super easy. So charge more, get more customers, and get those customers to repeatedly come back in. When you really think about it, that's the only way any industry can earn more money. And increasing your prices, listen, it is scary. You think, God, if I up my prices, I'm going to get less customers. But just take a step back again and just think about that. If you're looking at 2 plain white t-shirts, one's £3, one's £19.99, the exact same t-shirt, you buy the £19.99 one. You assume it's better quality. It's the same top. So don't underprice your work because it'll devalue the quality of that work. If you're good, charge top prices. And what I actually found, every time I did that increment and went up £50 or £100 an hour, I actually got a flood of customers coming in. It actually increased my customers, which until you do it, you just assume you're going to get less. But 9 out of 10 times that is not actually the case. So if you're at that stage where you've been the same price for a long period of time, give it a go, sit down and think, how much should I up my prices by? Give it a go and see what happens. End it there.